to unbeaten Dark Knights, where they have a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcoming you all to the Blaze 100 season number 1, the 100 ball cricket tournament that's been happening here at White Jersey Cricket Ground. 8 teams have participated in this tournament, out of which Dark Knights are the table toppers. 4 matches, 4 victories, no losing games so far. Are the table toppers, taking on Wolvesden, who are at the 4th position. 4 matches, 2 winning games and 2 losing games, one of which came against the same opposition, Dark Knights, where they have lost the game by a difference of 7 wickets. Now they have to face the same opposition again in a big stage. In league match, they have scored 130 and Dark Knights have comfortably chased down the target in 67 balls. But this is a different pressure, different approach altogether. In fact, run rate have played a crucial role in this tournament, while Wolvesden were also 4 points, Spartans were also 4 points, but run rate made a huge difference. Wolvesden were in a positive run rate, and that made them to be in a position at the semi-finals. But this is a crucial game, a ticket to final for them, but they have to beat an unbeaten side of the tournament, which is going to be exciting contest to watch out for. 2 times batted second, 2 times batted first. All the times they had made a huge impact in this tournament, Dark Knights. Whereas for Wolvesden, the results have been phenomenally different. A few games gave them really good confidence, especially the one against Scorpions, where they have scored 259 in just 100 balls and had a comfortable victory by a difference of 112. There comes the batters. You could see the first match of this morning, a fine Sunday morning, breezy weather, a positive way to start the Sunday. Typically meant to be played cricket in Chennai. Here there are 2 venues, White Jersey Twin Park. The one has white ball cricket tournament that's been happening at L, and in XL we are watching this tournament, the hundreds. It's gonna begin in a couple of minutes, but before that we'll just walk through with the way how Wolvesden travelled in this tournament. The first match they had faced Elite Bulls, where they had chased a target of 174, but they had lost the game by difference of 26 runs. In the second game they had batted first, comfortable victory against Willow Warriors. Third game came against this opposition, Dark Knights, batted second, couldn't win the game. And fourth game came against Scorpions, where they had a mammoth victory of 112, which will boost their confidence for sure in this game. So batting first have been the go-to option here for Wolvesden. Out of 3 games they won 2 while batting first. The only game they had batted second went in their favour. So batting first, they have experience as well. Sets up the field positions over their left-right combination, it seems. So far the weather has been kind, but this may not be the same case, as we are in mid-April, in fact end of April, where the heat will be high in Chennai. First ball. Quick single, starting off things with a proper rhythm here. Side shot with the ball straight away with a spinner to bring some revolution to the ball. BV Dinesh and Selvam were the openers. Selvam got off the mark straight away with that single. Now BV Dinesh with the bat. And a couple of centuries as well in this tournament. We got to speak about that as we get to go. Gopal from Walston have scored 147, not out in one of those games, which came against Scorpions. He'll be an exciting player to watch out for. Along with that, Arun from Spartans and Veera Vishwa from GJCC were also been top contenders. They had century on their names. Speaking about these players, again Gopal is the leading run scorer as well for the side. Good delivery that is turning out to be. Sivaram Ramkumar is also an interesting prospect to watch out for. Whereas for Dark Knights, in just 2 innings, this man brought in 4 wickets. And that's why he was brought into the power play. But this one got the punishment right. When you push the length backwards, the batters can comfortably go against such shots. This is slight a bit of back of length. Not the same as how he bowled in the first couple of deliveries. Got much time in the back foot, hammered it at the mid-off region where the mid-off fielder couldn't stop that going for boundary. First boundary of the morning. We may see a lot of boundaries coming on the way as well. Another one onto the back foot. 2 fielders converging together, but no chance for them to stop that going for boundary. Back-to-back boundaries from BV Dinesh, and he is straight away taking control. This one had much control over there. There was a deep mid-wicket and there was a long on, and this was being placed between them. Proper placement, proper timing, and no chance for the long on to even get closer to the ball. 4 balls, 9 runs. As you know the rule, each bowler can bowl to the maximum of 20 balls, and for an over they have to bowl 5 balls. If they want to continue, they can continue for another 5 balls. Much better one to end things up with this first 5 balls, 9 for no loss. This is tactically going to help the bowlers a lot as well. If things are not going well, they can reshuffle, they can take some time in the middle to come back and bowl the next 15 balls precisely. And if something is going up in your way, you can continue with that bowler for next 5 balls. There are a lot of ways you can keep the momentum in your control. Arun Kumar with the ball. Maybe this is something that can develop the T20 format in such a way it can help it to do well, or it may be a transition point where T20 format can be upgraded into a 100 format. Because the only criticism comes against T20 format is its batters format. Even on yesterday's IPL match, we've seen 264 was chased down. In fact, 265. And they had chased it effortlessly even without entering into the last over. If that is the case, when you have a prime bowler doing well, but you can't give them that extra 1 ball where you can take that risk against or the gamble against that batter, that support and cushion is out there in 100. Good start from Arun Kumar, straight away onto the stumps, invading the stumps to get some opportunities out there. 20 balls lesser to a T20 format. In T20 format, an innings concedes 120 balls, but here it's just 100 balls. But the entertainment factor will hold a lot with this format. And that action slightly resembles boom boom. The man himself have inspired generations for a long point of time. Over decades, in fact, India was a country of batters. When you look at the way the contrast difference between India and Pakistan, Pakistan will produce a lot of fast bowlers because the kids in Pakistan or the people out there have inspired a lot of fast bowlers. So right from Wakariuni's time, right from Imran Khan's time to the times of Shoaib Akhtar, or even to the times of Irfan, there are plenty of fast bowlers have did so many miracles to Pakistan cricket, and kids out there have always inspired from their fast bowlers. And there you could knock a door and get a fast bowler every house. And in India, it's slightly contrast. India produced a lot of quality batters. It may be Sunil Gavaskar, it may be Mohammad Azharuddin. Oh, really interesting to watch it for. Not a long run up, having a short run up, but that bowling action slightly resembles Bumrah. Might have some edge as well. The batters might find it difficult to watch him. That's why being Bumrah is so unique in India. People got inspired from Sachin Tendulkar and they became Virat Kohli. People got inspired from Virat Kohli, and there are a lot of cricketers comes in India. You have plenty of batters. Oh, beautiful shot that is. But didn't got the elevation right. Found the fielder at mid-on. This action resembles Bumrah and he got the result as well. Arun Kumar gets the first breakthrough of the morning. BV Dinesh tried to get over the mid-on fielder, but got into the hands. This was that wicket we've been speaking about. He straight away tried to invade the stumps. All BV Dinesh had is to get some elevation, but couldn't get that elevation right. Good catch taken at mid-on as well. 11 for 1. BV Dinesh walks back to the pavilion. Eleven for 1. Good start for Arun Kumar. We have new batter. Arun Shankar comes in at number 3. Attempted Yorker but couldn't get the elevation right. Had a bit of inside edge, it seems. And this overthrow cost extra runs as well. While speaking about the inspiration factors, a generation gets inspired of few cricketers, their roles specifically, and that generation becomes them. And that's why you have plenty of batters out there in India. And now Jasprit Bumrah comes in and brings a different perspective on how cricket gets aspired in India. That doesn't mean India didn't have fast bowlers before Bumrah. They had greats before Bumrah. They had Javagal Srinath, they had Zahir Khan, they had Kapil Dev. But the thing is, a generation that had never looked up to fast bowlers in India. They have always been the second priority. They were praised, they were appreciated, they were celebrated, but they were never got inspired. The aspiration factor was not out from fast bowlers. And that's when Bumrah comes in as a standout performer. People want to become Jasprit Bumrah. People want to become a fast bowler in India. Oh, clean ball. This time it's another beauty from Arun Kumar. He's not just copying or inspiring his action, he's also getting results out of it. This time the trademark Bumrah style of wicket and Yorker that hits the stumps. And with that, Selvam walks back to the pavilion. 12 for 2 it is. Not the right start here. Now the right start here for Worldston. Got some early wickets. Now they had to bring some partnerships in the middle. Gopal, the new batter, comes in at number 4. And surprising to see, they have changed the bowler. They could have gone up with Arun Kumar. He was doing well. He might get that extra 1 wicket as well if they continue to bowl on. Seems they've been keeping his overs for the future, keeping his overs for the death overs. Gautam and AR come is the third bowler here, and that changes strike as well. Arun Shankar is at strike. Good stop from the fielder. Speaking about the bowling action of Bumrah being inspired by many bowlers, this is not the first time we have seen these kind of actions being inspired and being done so many times, even from the young age of crickets, under 13 levels, under 14 levels. There are many kids out there in India wants to become next Jasprit Bumrah. That hero factor, that hero worshipping factor didn't happen much to fast bowlers of India. There may be so many reasons out for that. There may be so many reasons why it didn't happen precisely in India. Because most of the time batters have overshadowed the efforts of fast bowlers. Batters became the hero subjects. Batters became the topic of debate in cricket, especially in India. When you got Sachin Tendulkar, one of the greatest of all time in international cricket, happens to be from your land, you definitely got inspired by his batting, and there are generations coming by getting inspired from Sachin Tendulkar. So this is a new beginning in India. Seems like there is a nick, and the finger's gone up as well, but Arun Shankar was not happy with the decision. But we are sitting out there in commentary box, and we could clearly hear some sound. Not sure whether it came from that edge or not, but there was a sound when the ball was closer to bat. Taking back a look at that swings, and there was definite sound out there. Not sure why it happens. Arun Shankar disappointed and walks back to the pavilion. It's third wicket. Gautaman brings up the breakthrough this time. 12 for 13 Worldston. Vijay Raj, the new batter, comes in at number 5. This is really good piece of cricket. They began with a spinner, didn't got much impact on that, and straight away went on with the fast bowlers. The condition is fresh. It's a fresh new morning. The wicket got watered, rolled up well, properly prepared. There must be a hardness in the condition. So when you get a fresh wicket, even if it's in Chennai, the weather is also supporting the wicket. You get really good approach. The fast bowlers were getting that assistance. And that's really good approach from the captain as well. He initially got up with a spinner, wanted to get some early breakthrough with the spinner, but when things were not going well with the spinner, they straight away went with fast bowlers, where fast bowlers getting that impact where the ball is actually acting with a little extra pace. That gave impact to Arun Kumar. Now it's giving impact to Gautaman as well. No ball signals the leg umpire. And there has been an appeal with the bowler as well. He asks that the batter steps out. But the on-field umpire is clear with his decisions. That's a no ball and free hit will be following up with that. Some set of discussions out there, some set of clarifications from the bowler side. But anyway, umpire's decisions will be finalized. You cannot change the field positions for that. In fact, strike changes, so they can change the field positions. Oh, beautiful change of pace. And he's completely deceived by that change of pace. Beautiful approach here. Psychologically moving the game here. 15 balls completed, 16 for 3 it is. So far 3 different bowlers, 3 different approaches, but the impact have been similar except the first over. They got couple of boundaries early in the first over, and then it's all about wickets getting falling down. Arun Kumar and Gautaman were creating that impact. The other thing is that you should also look at the energy of the bowler. Even if the bowler is doing well, you cannot give 10 balls continuous to that bowler. Maybe it can be possible with a spinner, or it can be possible with some bowler when the weather suits the condition and the bowler is ready to bowl the 10 balls. So physical approach also matters in this. That's high in the air and lands up in the no man's area. There is still a possibility for him. It was almost that the batters were fumbling in the middle. That must be giving them a double mind confusion whether they have to react to that early 3 wickets or they have to take on the run rate. The same confusion happened to Surya Kumar Yadav and Tilak Verma when Mumbai Indians were losing early wickets against CSK. That's how it used to happen, but that is chasing. This is first batting. You might be having some number in mind. The same team that had scored 250 plus in their previous game, Wolvesden. So they had that ability to score runs, which should come in today. Gopal, the man who had scored century in the previous game, 147 from his side. Beautiful timing that is. Creating the room, misfield, and eventually gives that boundary. This is the momentum that they've been waiting for, and finally gets it in control. That eventually had that extra pace that you could clearly see, and he let the ball to come in and played it as late as possible. And this should never be done at this level of cricket. When everything goes in your favor, all you have to do is to not to do much mistakes, as the batters were already under pressure. That's how it used to be. Cricket can be played in 2 different ways. You can be excellent or you cannot do much mistakes. Either way you can get results that you're looking for. As Gautaman continues to bowl, another slower delivery from him. This is turning out to be his tactical delivery. But the thing is, you should do it when the batter is not expecting that. As of now, Gopal is watching the ball clearly, using the pace of the ball. So he'll clearly look at the ball, on which pace it is travelling, and then decide where to go with the shot. Beautiful shot, squeezes it through the sweeper coverage, and this time no chance for the fielder to stop that. Much better stroke making. Attempted Yorker outside the off stump, and that's been taken in control as a low full toss. The fielder was standing in deep point region, so he can't get closer to the ball. And that's a welcome boundary. Two boundaries in this over. After that first over, they're getting a couple of boundaries in this 10 balls of Gautaman. One more to complete. Maybe that is one of those reasons. Your first ball quality may not follow to the 10th ball. But this 10th ball is doing well for Gautaman. Started well, conceded couple of boundaries, picked up wickets as well, and ending it with a dot ball. 25 for 3, 20 balls completed. So 5 more balls left for the power play, and then the fielders will be expanded outside the 30-yard circle. Yasaki Muthu, the new bowler, into the attack. Another beautiful style, but unfortunately he's very unlucky. Concedes a boundary in the first ball. Another interesting releasing action. Wide arm release. Pretty much closer to what bowlers like Lasith Malinga does. Not exactly the resemblance of Lasith Malinga, but that is a wide arm release where it gives you more cushion to bowl those Yorkers. Even couple of West Indies bowlers have such styles. It's more or less Shelton Cottrell does in left hand. You can attack stumps really well. This time fine leg outside the 30-yard circle. Much better one. I'm really impressed with the way how the bowlers were approaching their tactical deliveries. And that's one of those reasons why they are the table toppers, why they are team to beat so far. Exceptional performers, Dark Knights. Their bowling have helped them to do a lot more in this tournament. Now last 3 balls to end up the power play. Continues up to bowl Yasaki Muthu. Is still having a wicket taking nag on him. Oh, beautiful shot that is. This just breaks the confidence of the bowler and improvises the run rate as well. This time it comes from the bats of Vijay Raj. He's also joining the battle with Gopal to build up the partnership despite of the early wickets. Look at that shot. One thing was pretty clear with Yasaki Muthu's bowling action, that it's mostly going to be under your knees. Attempted Yorker or attempted fuller length delivery where you can confidently play front footed shots. Find the aerial route. Now long off and fine leg outside the 30-yard circle. 2 more to end the power play. Change of pace again, but that's a beautiful placement. Back to back boundaries this time. 3rd boundary of the over as well. One more time, Yasaki Muthu tried to change the pace, but the length doesn't change. As he was waiting for that length to be bowled on, watches the ball, places it where nobody is standing at the deep, and the outfield does the job for the batter. Brightness comes in. Sun starts shining on a fine Sunday morning. 37 for 3 it is, with 1 more to end the power play. 12 runs of the last 4 balls. Trying to boost the momentum up after that early breakthrough. Much better delivery. This is what something you've been waiting for to be delivered on. And that ends up the power play as well. 37 for 3 in 25 balls. A good number in terms of runs, but the wicket column is still a worrying sign for them. Waltz then. 37 for 3 and the bowler gets changed. New bowler into the attack. Like R is the new bowler. Brought in the spinners into the action again. The trust factor on spinners have been impressive to watch out for. This is the second spinner we are watching out of these 26 balls. And fifth bowler in fact. We've seen Syed Shoaib who bowled the first 5 balls, and then came Arun Kumar who was exceptional with the ball. 5 balls, 2 wickets, 2 runs. It's still shocking to see why Arun Kumar was not given that second chance to bowl in the power play. He was having the wicket taking nag and the momentum as well. Could have gone with the wicket taking bowler, but this is really good bowling to watch out for. Like Aris, flat and quick, and there is a deviation with the ball as well, which is still going to be a challenge for the batters to get runs going on their way. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Trying to operate the game on the offside. 2 fielders outside the circle on the offside. There is a sweeper cover and long off. Extra covers inside the circle, backward point, and short third man inside the circle. Oh, beautiful shot that is. Beautiful shot. Hammered away to the extra covers for a sixer. This time it's a quicker delivery from like Aris, but the length was more or less a back of length to get that extra bounce being generated. But this man Gopal, when he starts going, he'll push those extra miles to sixers. Excellent performance this is turning out to be. When a key batter does well on a special day, that's how things get controlled. When you look at the way how greater teams win trophies, the one key performer who does throughout the tournament well will also contribute something in the playoffs and finals. When such players couldn't contribute on a special day, it happens to be a pressure aspect. The players who never did that before in the league phase have to take up that responsibility, which is going to be a completely new environment. And that aspect, when the team lost 3 early wickets in the power play, it's very crucial for batters like Gopal to stand out for their side, who did that early in this tournament as well. And that's what he's trying to do. Typical conditions these were. Spinners have usually do well in white jersey, but the thing is that this is a fresh morning, a properly maintained wicket. This had that freshness in the surface where fast bowlers were getting more, but as the day progresses, the cracks will start forming and we could eventually see the spinners doing well in the upcoming games as well, especially in the finals. The wicket gets better for the spinners when it gets enough damage, enough dust and enough cracks on the surface. But before that, earlier when a wicket does well, the dry grasses usually gets that shine on the surface, so the batters and fast bowlers do well in the new ball. Could come back from like Aris. And that's why it's also important to see the weather pattern. It's also important to see how humid the conditions are, and you have to give the first couple of deliveries to check the condition as well. Catches the call, and that is a should be stopped. That eventually goes for boundary. The fielder fumbles at the point direction. This time it's a much better delivery. Invited the batter to come onto the front foot. Not much mistakes done by like Aris. He even eventually created an opportunity, but the point fielder couldn't stop that. In fact, that could have been taken as a catch. It was not an easy catch, but should be stopped as a single. 50 up here without boundary for Wolvesden. 50 for 3 it is in 30 balls. Catch was the call, and that beats up the bowler's hands and eventually goes for boundary as well. I think he's continuing out to bowl like Aris. I'm really surprised with the way how the bowler is getting shuffled, but this usually happens in hundreds. Look at that shot. Not much easy to grab those catches. Visually it may be appealing to be taken, but it's just fraction of seconds. The bowler didn't get enough time to even look at the ball. There must be a reason why he was given that extra 5 balls to be bowled on. Usually spinners can bowl those extra 5 balls. Spinners can bowl 10 balls continuously, but you can't put the fast bowlers under the same pressure, and that's one of those reasons. Also, the captain might be expecting some wicket to be fallen down. That's one of those reasons why the spinner gets continued to bowl on. Catches the call, and that beats up the fielder comfortably, goes for boundary. Gopal is unstoppable here. On a special day like a semi-final, when special batters like Gopal gets doing, it's real threat for any team. Look at that. Now Dark Knights have to reshuffle their game plan. They can eventually try bringing in someone like Arun Kumar. You can't preserve such bowlers for a very long time when things were not going on your control. Slog sweep this time, a typical T20 stroke making, and that got the connection well as well, goes for a maximum. Much better stroke making this time. A slightly flighted delivery, typical leg spinner. Look at his front foot and positioning. Beautiful shot that is from Gopal. And he is taking out the pressure from Wolvesden. That's almost 12 runs per over. 33 balls, 65. Another big shot through the covers this time, and no chance for the fielders to stop that, going for boundary. Extending the over of like Aris is actually backfiring the bowling unit. They thought spinner might bring some breakthroughs or wickets. Look at that. Beautiful shot that. He's having some regions and he's attacking those regions one after the other. Well, speaking about extending this to a 10 ball quota, like Aris, maybe he's a spinner. That's one of those reasons why he was given, but that decision must be reshuffled. Another big shot. Got it into the middle of the blade and goes for maximum. A special player, Gopal, and we are watching a special innings today. Adding this one more. When you look at the shot, you may never thought this will go for a sixer, but that got the sweet spot. It's a proper punch on top of the ball. Look at that. The moment he hit the ball, everyone knows it's going to be maximum. The sound said it all. But finally that long spell comes to an end. 38 runs in just 10 balls. Like at is 75 for 3, that is in 35 balls. Arun Kumar back into the attack, having a deep point in position, trying to bowl those Yorkers out there. And two covers fielders, cover point and extra covers for Gopal. This is going to be an interesting contest to watch out for, with the way how they're going to operate against Gopal. Good control over there, not shifting up the gears. Exactly how Sanju Samson approached Jasprit Bumrah on the game against Mumbai Indians. He never took that risk against Bumrah, as he knows he's going to take that gamble against that 2 overs quota, whether it's going to be Krish Bhagat or Hardik Pandya. That's how you should plan the innings. There are plenty of bowlers. There'll be mainstream bowlers, there'll be bowlers who are doing well on that particular day, and there'll be bowlers who will be the loophole link for that game to score runs. So you should shuffle those bowlers with whom, against whom you're going to score runs, against whom you're going to keep the wicket, so that you could have the momentum for the next over. That's a full toss delivery and got the punishment right to the mid wicket region, goes for boundary. He's trying to overdo things here, Arun Kumar. Attempted Yorker went on to be a comfortable full toss. Even if Vijay Raj is not planning to score a boundary, this is more or less an invitation. Try to hit me over for a boundary. Vijay Raj should say thank you to Arun Kumar for such balls. This is also desperate approach. When things were not going on your control, all you have to do is to stick on to those stock deliveries, and your stock delivery is a Yorker, which needs more perfection. Never thought this game will boost up in this way this early. It was 11 or 12 for 3 at some point of time. I thought the batters will take long time to come back, or maybe eventually lose a couple of wickets and the track changes for the batting side. But this is really good batting, especially with the way how Gopal batted. That's gutsy approach here. 16 ball 46. High in the air, fielder in the ground, and you have to be the witness for that maximum. Goes for 6, and that's a half century here for Gopal as well. That comes in just 17 balls. Look at the numbers, 4 sixes and 6 boundaries. Mammoth strike rate that is. Taking back a look at that shot, for a moment we all thought it's hitting at the bottom of the bat, but it eventually got enough power to cross the boundary ropes. 89 for 3, 40 balls it is, and Arun Kumar is moving on again. This time he's also expensive. Change of bowler again. Seems he's continuing. If it gets changed, the strike should be changed. If in case of the bowler continues to bowl 10 balls, no need to change the strike in 5 balls. That's how it works. Gautaman back into the attack. Got some early impact right in the power play. Gautaman picked up a wicket, bowled 10 balls at a stretch, conceded couple of boundaries at the lateral pod. Gets a nick and goes past the short third man for boundary. Runs started flowing down for both the batters, whether it's Vijay Raj or Gopal. Both started seeming to be having control against the bowling unit. This time it's a good length outside the off stump. In fact, on the fourth stump line. Not a poor delivery to bowl on. When you have a short third man, you should not bowl a wide yorker or something outside the off stump. He's also bowling it in good control. Luck favors the brave sometimes. That's how it got this boundary. Now the field positionings have to be more tactical. The captainship should also get enhanced, as T20 format did got this approach right from the day one. After playing couple of cricket matches, after playing plenty of cricket tournaments, especially in IPL, the captains have started figuring out certain things. This is power play, this needs to be approached in this way. This is middle overs where you have to bring your spinners in action, and this is death overs, and on every aspect of the game there are specialized bowlers. All these approaches came at the lateral part. Previously it was followed in such a way how ODI cricket was played. Beautiful delivery, and that's a breakthrough. Finally Gautaman came in and brought in the breakthrough that they're looking for. A very good partnership gets broken. Vijay Raj contributed his part to the team. 20 odd runs scored. Most importantly, he stood along with Gopal to get that comes in control. This was that breakthrough. The moment the wicketkeeper caught the ball, Vijay Raj walks away. He didn't even check with the umpire for a second. And that partnership comes to an end. It's 51 runs together between Vijay Raj and Gopal. Ends to a downfall here. 93 for 4. Sonu Pratap, the new batter, comes in at number 6. 3 more left from Gautaman. At 17 for 2 so far. But the danger man is still there. Gopal at the non-strikers in. Now Sonu Pratap to continue the partnership. Oh, beautiful. Another nick. Another time. It's the third time it's happening out there for Gautaman. This time you could clearly hear the noise of that nick. And eventually Sonu Pratap walks back to the pavilion without scoring. This time it's a back of length outside the off stump. Just take back a look at that. Oh, beautiful delivery to be bowled onto a new batter. I think this is where there is a huge difference comes in between Arun Kumar and Gautaman. When things were not going on their control, Arun Kumar started acting desperate, started acting immediate reactions to that. These were emotional decisions. When you start bowling Yorker just because the runs were going, these becomes emotional decisions. But when it comes to Gautaman, he stick on to the basics, he stick on to the stock delivery. Of course, both the bowlers are good bowlers. It's not a comparison, but the way of approach differs and the way of approach creates a huge impact here. It must have been done by Arun Kumar as well. He had the same potential. But since he was desperate, those attempted Yorkers went on becoming full toss deliveries. Sometimes it may not be something like Yorker that you should try against a set batter, as he may be expecting that to happen. Anyway, that's a really good approach here from Gautaman. 3 wickets for him so far. Now that brings a new batter, Hari N comes in at number 7. It's 13 balls so far from Gautaman. If he wants, he can continue out to bowl all the 7 balls. Or if he wants to save his over for the lateral part, he can save. They're still halfway. Beautiful. He still get that extra bounce. So fast bowlers can use the conditions well. This also the other fact that the fast bowlers, the wicket is doing well for the fast bowlers. If you want to get use of it, you should use the wicket. When you bowl a Yorker, there is no point in using a wicket. Whether it's a swinging condition, it's a bouncing condition, it's a turning condition, Yorker is not going to deal anything. The ball should pitch way before the batter. Then only you could see the swing happen, bounce happen, or even a turn happen. And you should also bowl some surprising Yorkers. It depends on how you set a batter and then bowl that surprising delivery. Now you got to check whether Gautaman walks away or is he going to continue bowling. Oh, he's walking away, keeping his 5 balls intact for the future. Good spell that is, 94 for 5. Seems Arun Kumar back into the attack. Now the platform is set for Arun Kumar. Catches the call as the long on fielder went back to make sure that it's not going for boundary. Optimistic approach out there, which brings Gopal back on strike after a very long time. He was actively batting when he got the partnership along with Vijay Raj, the captain, and then he lost 2 partners, Vijay Raj and Sonu Pratap. Now it's Hari along with him. Arun Kumar might also be having a clear intent on what he is doing. Short third man point on cover point inside the circle. Full toss again. Oh, that's going for boundary. Should have been saved, it seems. The fielder gave all his energy, reached up the area, but while getting closer to the ball was going so quick. That's when he realized it. Just looking back, look at that. One more time, an attempted Yorker went on to be a full toss. Look at that. He was almost there. I think this is very important that Arun Kumar has to do something to stop the batters going on out of their control. Yorker is something that Gopal is waiting for. I'll be going for wide again. Still, it's a low full toss delivery. If it's on the right line, the batter would have taken it with good control. 100 up here. Oh, lucky runs these were. Gets inside edge and goes past the wicket keeper. No fine leg. And good job from the wicket keeper out there. Suckling Mushtaq, the wicket keeper. Well, speaking about your strong zone becoming a loophole which is a great threat for any fast bowler. When you look at the purple cap list, you can never find Jasprit Bumrah in this IPL. The main reason is when you watch a bowler a lot, the bowler gets exposed. Or when you don't have a deep point fielder, these were not the length to be bowled on. Welcome boundaries again from Gopal. Usually you need the deep point fielder while bowling Yorkers. Especially it turns out to be full toss deliveries. Speaking about bowlers being exposed, when Jasprit Bumrah was new, there were variations. He can bowl Yorkers, he can bowl that attacking back of length delivery that hits the off stump, or he can eventually bowl slower length. There are so many variations on him. But after a point of time, what happens is the batters start preparing for Jasprit Bumrah's deliveries. When Bumrah comes in, they eventually prepare themselves for a Yorker. Then there is no point of Bumrah getting wickets that easily. Like someone... Oh, beautiful shot that is! Goes over the bowler's head. And down the ground goes for a maximum. Stylish stroke making from Gopal. The beauty is that he didn't got power to that. It's again attempted Yorker. Just got to the ball and finishes the stroke. Beautiful stroke making. That's 50 balls completed halfway through the first innings. 1-1-2 for 5. Sideshow back into the attack, bowled the first 5 balls and then was not given much opportunities. Now he's back. Maybe change of pace might work sometimes, but misfield will never encourage the bowlers to do well. This is not the first time it's happening. Even the last over we've seen a boundary. Should have been stopped but eventually went for boundary. Change of pace now. A spinner, a slower delivery. Will it create an impact with Gopal? But remember, he took the other spinner. We watched with the way how like Aris was conceded 38 runs in his 10 balls. That was the first impactful shots came in this innings from Gopal. Goes over the bowler's head. And that's stand and deliver from Gopal. Whatever you do, I'm having my plans and sticking on to that. Beautiful shot this is. You cannot blame the bowler for such deliveries. It's not giving much room to the batter, but this man eventually finds his room. That's why he's getting dangerous when he starts scoring runs on the board. Scored 147 in the previous game. 74 not out now. Smart and sensible approach. Will be standing at the non-strikers end. Now this was exactly being done by Sanju Samson as well. Why such centuries were rated high is because of one reason. When the entire batting order is failing, when the entire batters are collapsing in the middle, Sanju eventually tried to take that control. Sanju eventually played a comfortable knock, where if he loses his wicket, the game will go into the hands of Mumbai Indians. Keeping that thing in mind, Sanju played responsible cricket. That's something very much important. That's what Gopal is doing here as well. Waiting for the right balls, waiting for the right bowlers to be attacked. Not charging down to all the bowlers. Oh, beautiful shot. The moment he hit it, everyone knows it's going to be a maximum. And it lands into the next ground of the Twin Park. Twin Park, White Jersey Twin Park L ground. That's where it exactly lands. You could clearly see in the visual as well. Fuller length outside the off stump, more or less a gifted delivery. There you could see the other match happening in wides. 127 for 5, it is 55 balls. Like Aris continues back into the attack. They're also left with options. All the bowlers getting attacked. When Gopal starts doing well, all they have to do is to pick some wickets. It's already 5 down. There are 5 more, and there must be tail enders, there must be lower middle order batters. So they should start focusing on the other batters. Instead of Gopal, they should start picking wickets, putting them under pressure. It's already pressure for Hari, 4 of 7 deliveries. All you have to do is to rotate the strike and giving it back to Gopal, who is in good form. A wonderful delivery that is turning out to be. A couple of dot balls out there. Is really having an ability to turn the ball. When a leg spinner starts that with a quick pace, it's really hard work and compassion to practice day after day to get this better. You could equip all the skills, but it requires your time and energy and repeated actions. That's when such kind of bowling actions and such kind of ability to turn the ball will comes in. Oh, beautiful. He gets confused, Hari. The thing is clear that he can defend the ball and give it back to Gopal. They can eventually rotate the strike. Couple of dot balls over there. Oh, beautiful delivery. One more dot on control. 5 consecutive dot balls out there. As he's trying to keep the control. Like Aris. It's a good comeback from him. But he is trying to keep the momentum in control. It's also the other thing that Gopal is at the non-strikers and he wants that strike desperately. Not from this ball. This time got the connection. Fielder under the ball but drops it. Opportunity put down by the fielder. And they'll be happy with the single, which brings Gopal back on strike. This was that opportunity. Not an easy one, but should be taken. Continues up to bowl like Aris. But this time it's a danger man. And he got the elevation right. That's high and handsome. Lands far from the ground. It's one of the longest sixes hit by Gopal today. The beauty is that all these sixes come with slight style and grace. It's not over it. It's not barbarian cricket. Look at that. Just stylish stroke making. These were gifted talents. Moving to 87 here, Gopal. beautiful delivery. It straight away turned out to be medium pace. Squeezes through the sweeper cover, goes for maximum. There is no other way you can stop this batter. When you flight the ball, it goes over long off. When you bring pace to the ball, he's squeezing it to the sweeper cover region. What a talent this is turning out to be. Look at that. Oh, that is tremendous. And moving into the 90s with that shot. 93 of 27 now. Gopal. Smart and sensible, will be trying to keep the strike on his control. 141 for 5 after 65 balls. .141 for 5. Last 35 balls to finish the first innings. Definitely it's going to be 200 plus. That is an interesting fact in this tournament. There have been 16 matches being played in this tournament, out of which 10 matches won by teams batting first and 6 matches won by teams batting second. That statistics clearly shows the teams batting first have had more upper edge on winning games, but it's still surprising to see why they have decided to bowl first. Dark Knights have won the toss and they choose to field. Anyway, Wickets with his wide arm release action back into the attack. Beautiful Yorker, that is quite good under control. And now surprising to see Gopal rotates the strike and moves to the non-strikers in. He's planning to attack some other bowler, it seems. There are overs left for many bowlers as well, where we could clearly see a few bowlers have conceded a couple of runs today, but still having overs to bowl. Like Harris completed his 20 balls. It's 52 runs from his side. Very expensive today. And Arun Kumar and Gautaman were having 5 more balls each. Those 10 balls are going to be crucial. Another good delivery here from Wickets. Well, there is an interesting comment comes in as well. How comes 25 balls as 4 overs? 24 balls should be 4 overs, right? So that's the thing here. This is hundreds, and here every 5 ball can be psychologically counted as 1 over. So 25 balls is more or less, you can keep that as 5 overs. It's not 6 balls for an over, it's 5 balls for an over. That's how hundreds work. And if a bowler wants to bowl 10 balls, he can bowl 10 balls together. That cushion is always been there. But this is turning out to be wonderful over from Wickets. Nailing those Yorkers well. That's quick 5 partnership, 50 of just 25 balls, with the major contribution comes in from Gopal. He's in 95 of 29 balls, marching towards his well-deserved century. The last night we've seen 36 ball century from Vaibhav Suryavanshi. This is much better than that. Oh, beautiful delivery. The execution have been so well from Wickets that even the set batter couldn't find the elevation right. If you try to overhit it, you will be bowled. That's really good approach here from Iseki Muthu. Will that be a chance of a wicket? But at this point, more than the wicket, they should stop the run rate as well together. So it's the Gopal's wicket that matters a lot. Good try from the fielder, as it fell short of the fielder anyway. Hari is still struggling. 14 ball 7. He's not finding his way in the middle right, but this man Gopal, 4 needed for his well deserved century, but we gotta wait for that. Bowler changes, 70 balls, 145 for 5. Side Shoaib continues to bowl, and Hari on strike, bringing a short mid wicket into the attack to stop the strike rotation. Starts off with the white ball. The inner circle fielder should be well aware to stop the strike rotations. 4 fielders inside the circle, extra covers, backward point, short third man, and short mid wicket. Standing slightly closer. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection. I think Hari can rotate the strike. This can be easily rotated. Maybe he should plan the innings properly. All it requires is strike rotation to keep the wicket alive. Gets thickish outside edge. And no signals Gopal. That's a wicket. That's a run out. Good stop from the short third man fielder to get this done. That's exceptional performance. This is what we've been speaking about. There was no chance to run for that. And it should be non-striker's call as it goes behind the batter. Good call from Gopal, but Hari was already far away from the crease. Now disappointed, Hari has to walk back to the pavilion for 7 runs. It's 146 for 6. 146 for 6 straight after the hydration break. Last 28 balls with Sadish Yuvi, the new batter, comes in at number 8. While Gopal is still standing at 96 at the non-strikers in. Good work from side Shoaib as well. Gets up the mark with a single straight away. That brings strike back to Gopal, who was waiting for this moment right from the non-strikers in. 2 more balls, 4 more needed for the century. And 150 as well. What will side Shoaib do? Nobody knows he's at 97, it seems. 96. As only viewers and who are watching score knows he's at 96. But for Gopal, it's just one another shot that he's continuing to play. Oh, hope he's okay. That's a quicker one, which is how modern day cricket works up here. We've seen a lot this from Krunal Pandya as well. This almost hit the helmets. Look at that bounce. The wicket reacts really well for the fast bowlers when they try to bowl a bouncer. We've seen that happening to Gautaman as well. Hope he is okay. But this is really surprising delivery from side Shoaib. Deep square leg outside the 30-yard circle. Oh, that's a boundary and that's a century. That's the moment here for Gopal. 100 runs up 32 balls. That's a majestic innings in a big day like a semi-finals. 9 sixers, 9 boundaries with a strike rate of 300 plus. 150 up for Wolves as well. Exceptional performance. This is when the team was struggling for 11 for 3 at some point of time. This man stood for the side and scores his 2nd century of the tournament. 2 centuries for him. Back-to-back centuries in this tournament. Yasaki Muthu back into the attack. Oh, beautiful delivery. Was not appealing for that. Must not be a bound LBW, it seems. Maybe hitting somewhere. But eventually that brings strike back to the man himself, the man of the moment, the man of this game so far. 100 of just 32 balls. There were tough times in the power play. There were tough times at the early phase of this game where they lost early wickets. It's 12 for 3 in the first 13 balls. And that's when this man started taking up the responsibility. That's high up in the air and goes over the long off fielder. In fact, goes out of the park. He's continuing out the dominance, Gopal, even after the century. Just take back a look at that. Attempted Yorker, not much mistakes from Yasaki Muthu. Slightly landing at the slot. But this man, when he do mistakes, the margin is very, very, very low. He can eventually make it up to a big number. 158 for 6. The margin for error is low. Whatever you bowl, is anyhow managing to get runs on the board. How will you stop such batters? Maybe the length can also be changed. Esakimuthu have never tried a bouncer in this innings, even for an experiment, even for a change of variation. Whatever he does, whether it's a slow ball or a quick ball, it's anyway hitting on to the fuller length. It's anyway hitting on almost to the yorking length. So the batter is well prepared for those yorkers and close fuller lengths half volleys. So it's not a surprise for them to play those shots. Finally tries the back of length. And that's a good shot anyway, but that was a fielder. Good stop from the fielder. Just a single out there. Finally, change of length works well for Esakimuthu. Well, speaking about getting triggered, there was one game, I think when they were playing against Punjab Kings or Gujarat Titans, Lasith Malinga spoke about Mumbai Indians. As a bowler, sometimes when things were not going on your control, it's always important to stay with a proper of thought process. It's not like when you have plenty of options, you can never take a decision. Oh, beautiful delivery that is, and good shot as well. As it eventually goes for boundary. This time it comes from the bat of Sadish Yuvi. Never thought this will go for boundary. Look at that. This is much better delivery. Almost a proper yorker. Look at that. With the way how he takes it control. And eventually places it at the right region where nobody could stop that going for boundary. Now what will you say to these bowlers? He does everything right, still it goes for boundary. Just pure perfection from batters. Change of pace. Trying to overhit the ball. Sadish Yuvi couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. 80 balls completed, 163 for 6. Now 20 balls left. 4 bowlers were having 5 balls quota. Side Shoaib, Esakimuthu, Gautaman and Arun Kumar. Out of which Side Shoaib's 5 balls are going to be crucial as he is a spinner. They should try to finish his slot as quick as possible. But the captain is trying to go with the wicket taking option. The one who have been dominant throughout this innings. Gautaman gets the ball it seems. 18 for 3 in his 15 balls. He's the pick of the bowler so far. Swings and got the connection as well. Good stop from the fielder, will be just a single, which brings a strike back to Gopal as well. Seems Esakimuthu is continuing. They may go with Gautaman at the lateral part. A slightly risky approach, but they are going on with that. Catches the call, and that is put down by the fielder. Goes for boundary. Now everything goes in favor of Gopal. Everything goes in favor of Wolves' Den. Much better length comparing to the previous ones, but still he somehow finds the elevation. Good try anyway from the fielder, but should have been taken at this level of cricket. 168 for 6 it is. 3 more left with Esakimuthu to finish up his spell today. Well, speaking about bowlers being fumbled up in the middle, it's always important to stick on to the stock delivery, expecting the batters to do the mistake. When you have more options, you tend to do with the confusion. Catches the call, that's high up in the air, and that's put down. This is surprising. This is the wicket of the most dangerous batter of this innings. Just exactly the way how it exactly happened to Shreyas Iyer yesterday when Karun Nair put down a catch at long off the same area, and then at long on as well. Look at that. It's an easy sitter. Unfortunate. Fielders usually have good quality, but some days may not be their days. Butter hands. It's a rare phenomenon. You can't skip that. The good thing is that Gopal gets a life and has to carry on. Finds the aerial route, catches the call, and it seems it get enough distance as well, goes for a maximum. Satish UV joins up with Gopal in scoring couple of maximums out there as well. But what's surprising is how they get under the ball against such bowlers like Esaki Muthu. This is really good piece of batting. Exceptional performance. 175 for 6 it is. Walsden. He can enjoy it, non-strikers and Gopal. There is someone who's also taking up the responsibility. It's not just him from now. Another change of pace, which is actually working well in this innings for Esaki Muthu when he bowls it at the right time. And these overthrows, so less margin for error. And when you make such errors, you have to pay fine for that. That's what exactly happens. 177 for 6. Spell of Esaki Muthu comes to an end with that. 31 runs partnership in 13 balls. New bowler into the attack. Surprising to see a new bowler at the death overs. Arun ASR. And a spinner as well. And that gets a breakthrough. This change finally brought in the breakthrough. Could you believe this? They tried it with Arun Kumar. They tried it with Esaki Muthu. They tried it with all the other bowlers they had. But eventually it happened with a newbie. Arun ASR did it. Which Gautaman also could not do that. Just take back a look at that. He is a typical off spinner, but this one had a bit of back of length which he was not expecting at that point of time, and eventually lost his wicket way out in the middle. Walking back to the pavilion with a big innings out there, Gopal. A fine-tuned century which sets up its side in a winning edge. Wonderful inning that is turning out to be. He'll be getting standing up out there in the dugout. 177 for 7 it is. Good start from Arun ASR. I was wondering why they have given an off spinner to bowl at the death over, but that eventually brought in some impact for them. Sometimes when you do a random transformation, when you do a random work out there in the middle, it eventually produces the result that you require. That's what exactly happens out here. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Wonderful options out there here from Dark Knights. That this bowler was not even given an opportunity to bowl till now. Swings and gets a connection better. Hammers it over the boundary ropes for a maximum. Janaki Raman. He's a very good beast. Janaki Raman bats up really well. And he's also having a good bowling attack as well, which we'll be seeing in the next innings. All-round batters out there. Even at number 9, Walsden were having batters. That's what you're watching on screen. Similar kind of delivery which he bowled to Gopal. But Janaki Raman was waiting for that to be delivered. Excellent all-rounder. Imagine if Janaki Raman is coming at number 9. That's the depth of Walsden, which gave more confidence to Gopal even after 3 wickets falling down early. Much better one this time. Slight quick than being going flat. One to end his 5 overs quota, or he may continue to bowl next 5 as well, which depends on the decision making of the captain. Another short ball that's high up in the air, fielder chasing down, and that's taken. One more catch, 2 wickets in 5 balls, and broken the partnership. Both set batters were gone. Satish Yuvi, initially it was Gopal, now it's Satish Yuvi. One more short delivery which Satish Yuvi was also not expecting. Mistimes that stoppage, and you have to give kudos to the fielder as well. Ran and had the proper base while grabbing up the catch. 84 for 8 it is. Continues to bowl Arun ASR. Oh, that is easy pickings. One more wicket. That's 3rd wicket in 6 balls. The batting order is fumbling up in the middle. Walsden. This is that delivery. This time it's a flighted one. Slightly slower when comparing to the previous. And that's soft dismissal. Janaki Raman was almost walking 2 steps ahead. 184 for 9 it is. Janaki Raman walks back to the pavilion. Gautam, the final batter. Now it's up to these 2 batters. The last 7 balls have been dramatic. Even though it got 1 sixer, they have picked up 3 wickets in these 7 balls and a couple of dot balls as well. Pulling the innings back out there, Dark Knights. There was a time when it seemed out to be definite 200 or 220 plus. But bringing out a new bowler at the death overs have brought in a different gamble to them. But this is a no ball and eventually goes for a sixer. So many dramas in one innings. The man who turned the clock towards the bowling unit, Dark Knights, have now put down the side. Look at that. A spinner bowling a beamer. And that eventually goes for 6 as well from Gautam. So number 11 batter also bats. This team have 11 batters and a couple who also bowls well. Have to bowl 3 more to finish up his quota. Slog sweeps, finds the aerial route and eventually finds a distance as well. Back to back sixers. Now the equation gets comfortable here. Walsden again back and chasing down the miracles. That is moving out to be 199 with that sixer. That is exceptional performance out there. 200 is possible now with 7 more balls to be delivered. The biggest question is, will the captain go with Arun Kumar or Gautaman? Oh, that's misfield, goes for boundary. 6 and a 4 to finish things off of Arun ASR. He started really well with wickets but eventually ends up with conceding 3 sixes and 1 boundary overall in his 10 balls. Yeah, that's 200 up here for Walsden as well. The biggest question is, will he go with Gautaman or is it going to be Arun Kumar? We'll decide that later. Now 1 more to complete his quota. In fact, it's 94 balls, 203. Another big shot, gets the middle of the blade and gets a comfortable distance as well. That's his 4th sixer conceded by him and a boundary as well on his name. These were give up deliveries and this man was in strong positioning. Gautam, he was watching the ball clearly and clearing the distance. Arun Kumar gets the ball. So that ends up in a favor of Gautaman, who did really well. Picked up 3 wickets and conceded 18 runs. Couldn't get to finish off his spell. Catches the call. And this time it's taken at the long off. And that's the end of the first innings. Walsden were 209 for 10. With attempted Yorker here from Arun Kumar. Trying to go over the long off fielder. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. And eventually that finds the fielder's hands at long off. 3 wickets for Arun Kumar, 3 wickets for Gautaman. That's 209 for 10 from Walsden. Lost the toss, put on to bat first. The openers lost their wickets early. Number 3 batter lost his wicket early. The team was struggling for 12 for 3 at some point of time. But eventually Gopal and Vijay Raj put up a partnership to revive the team. And then Vijay Raj lost his wicket, but Gopal continued out to bat in a fashion where he ended up his innings to 112. Satish Yuvi's 14 and Gautam Yas 22 not out have ended up in a fashion they have completed the first innings for 209 for 10 with 4 balls to complete the first innings. With the ball, we have Gautaman picked up 3 wickets, Arun Kumar picking up 3 wickets, other bowlers didn't went in good numbers. Overall, it's 209, 210 is the target here for them to chase down the target. Right into the second innings. 210 required of 100 balls, which is definitely going to be a big task here, especially when it comes to big stages. But Dark Knights have never lost a game in this tournament, but never had a target such huge as well. Whichever the match that involved Dark Knights didn't have such high scoring games, as most of the times they had good control against their opposition. 115, 153, 130 and 169. These are the scores conceded by them. The maximum runs they had conceded is 153 in this tournament. This is the first time they had conceded more than 150, 160 in fact. It straight away moves to 200 plus, which is definitely going to be a pressure. And while speaking about chasing high targets, it's not that easy to chase targets. The highest target chased is 167. Anything above 167 was not chased down. And 11 out of 16 matches won by team batting first. All these datas were backing Wolves then, were pushing Dark Knights into pressure, but these kind of records were meant to be broken. This can be a game-changing innings. This can be a tournament-changing innings where 210 will be chased for the first time in this tournament. We got to wait and watch for all those things. But before that, here are the openers. Arun Kumar and Arjun ASR were the openers here for the Dark Knights. Onto the path straight away. Missed out an opportunity. That's a full toss delivery from Janaki Raman, but couldn't get the control that they are looking for. There are a few good batters out there from Dark Knights as well. Sivadevan, Said Shoaib have been consistent with the bat. Sanjay was doing really good. Strong appeal. Oh, that hits the stumps. And you gotta wait for the on-field umpire's decision. He's still taking up his time. And that seems to be no ball. It's slightly interesting to watch out for the way how things are going out there. Not much big numbers from both the batters. It's an experimented approach out there. Saklin Mushtaq and Rohan were the openers. Saklin Mushtaq did well with the wicket keeping. Not much impactful performances in this tournament so far from Saklin Mushtaq through the covers, but this one got the connection better, goes for boundary. An invited delivery to play it through the covers, and he got it good control over there. Placed it to the covers. Beautiful stroke making. That extra bit of back lift have helped him to play that shot well. Most of these batters didn't have much big tournaments with the bat. It's all about experimenting, but they are having natural ability to score runs on the board. That's going to help them out to do well. Next bro, Satish bro. Ball तेज आना. In terms of picking wickets, Wolves then, Ishwar picked up 3 wickets. Satish we have 3 wickets. These were the prime bowlers in terms of wicket taking ability. And then there is Praveen GP, there is Vijay Raj, Vishal, Pradeep, Vicky. So many good performers as well. Oh, beautiful shot. This is exceptional stroke making. This time onto the body line from Janaki Raman. Just guiding the ball onto the fine leg, playing on the up. Look at that. Just sends it back with the way to the square leg region for a maximum. Good start from Saklin Mushtaq for a high target. This is a start that they must be expecting to do. But there is one more thing that they should also follow, that in power play they have picked up a couple of wickets. Wolves done. So that should be followed by Dark Knights as well. The more you check the bounce of the conditions as a new ball bowler, you can pick some wickets in the middle. as that goes wide. All they expect is that one early breakthrough. Shot third man in position. Oh, swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. And the batter is expecting that to be a white ball. Change of pace it is from Janaki Raman, in fact. And that change of pace had less bounce as well. It didn't bounced as of expected by the batter. Much better one this time. It just changes the angle and things were happening as of expected. It's not fuller length, it's not leg side. When it is getting controlled, you can eventually bowl it well. 5 balls completed for Janaki Raman. Is not continuing. That's slightly expensive anyway. Attempted Yorker and a quick running between the wickets. Good start here from Gopal as well. Picked up wickets now with the ball. Sometimes your form will get carried on to the next innings as well. Either it's a good wicket taking ability turning out to be good innings with the bat, but today it's a century that is turning out to be a wicket taking ability. We might expect that to happen. Sometimes when you have a right rhythm and rapport, you can get a lot more purchases on the surface. He'll be having a positive approach to the game, scoring back-to-back centuries, which will help him to perform well. Now the attempted Yaku catches the call. That's taken. This was what we've been speaking about. That form aspect gets carried on to Gopal. Scored a century in the first innings. Gets his first wicket in the second ball is bowling. One more time, it's on to the stumps. Attempted Yorker. Batter tries to flick it away to the mid-wicket region and it eventually finds a fielder at short mid-wicket. 15 for 1. Saklin Mushtaq walking back to the pavilion. Gautama, the new batter, comes in at number 3. Straight away gets up the mark with a single. Well, speaking about your impact gets carried forward to the next innings, which eventually happened well to this man, Gopal, on screen. He's doing everything right here. His rhythm seems to be clear. The thought process seems to be clear. He sets up his field positionings properly, creating opportunities for the side. That is something requires. That's why it's a fashion in India over a long period of time. It's not that relay race of cricket like that everyone contributes some 20%, 20%. Most of the time, oh, that's a beautiful placement as the fielder chases down and it eventually goes over the boundary ropes. Beautiful shot that is. Wristy stroke to place in between short mid-wicket and mid-on fielders. Just look at the wrist work. Bottom hand coming into control as well. That's exceptional stroke making. He was trying. The soccer skills were not helping out him. They should also require one big innings from their side to make sure they're making it happen. Catches the call, change of pace again. Oh, that's almost closer. But anyway, these 5 balls have created more opportunities, which we cannot deny. As he's walking away 21 for 1. But seems he's continuing that they're gonna give another 5 balls to Gopal. Not sure whether it's the right approach or wrong, but they're continuing out with this next 5 balls. If you're wondering how could he bowl 5 balls for an over or how could he bowl another 5 ball, this is hundreds where one bowler can bowl up to 5 balls continuously. If he wants to bowl, if a captain wants him to bowl, he can bowl up to a maximum of 10 balls at a stretch. Overall, a bowler can bowl 20 balls, which means 20% of the overall innings' aggregation. That's how it used to happen. Now they're taking that risk of extending his spell 5 plus 5, 10 together. And he should take the break to bowl his next over. It's going for wide. There is a variation out there with Gopal as well. He's trying to bowl a lot of slow ones. As it is something that is very much important at this point of time, making the batters expecting that it is going to be a quick pace delivery. If you bowl a surprise slower ones, there may be a chance of a dismissal. Another wide delivery. It's slightly surpassing the region. Can bring in slip fielder as well. I think the situation is still in control of Gopal's spell. Oh, that's what we've been speaking about. If there is a slip, that should have been an opportunity. The angle in which he bowls and the situation in which the batter bats might eventually create such opportunities. But that's really good bowling from Gopal, making the batters to expect a lot of slower deliveries. This is sudden quicker one, which made the batters to fumble to take up the decision of scoring runs on the board. That is pushing Rohan under pressure. This time it's finding the aerial route up in the air as the fielder chases down the ball. Will be just a single. Speaking about the long innings in Indian cricket's culture, it's more or less everywhere. When a batter does well, he should try to contribute 40 to 50 percentage of the overall team's total. You can't expect all the batters to perform on a single day that I score 20, you score 20, he score 20, then overall it will become 120 or 140. That's not the way how batting as a team works. It's more or less one batter taking up the entire effort, or one batter scoring runs and the other batters attacking the strike rate. Beautiful length that is. Oh, missed an opportunity. Should have been a run out if he throws it on time. That should always been there. The more you get that control, the more you get good while you're doing well. It's also important for a team to perform. You should try to take the maximum impact on an innings. Gopal took almost 50% of the team's total. That's why the team got comfortable scores. A few batters got free flow batting with a good strike rate. That there is no risk of losing wickets since Gopal was batting well. That approach should be there. Any one of these batters should take that approach to win this game. Gautaman or Rohan. Change of pace again from Gopal, which have worked so far well. He's continuing out to bowl, and that continuation is also helping out them in the power play. Remember, this is power play, and Gopal is bowling 10 at a stretch in this power play without conceding much runs. One boundary conceded so far. Overall 12 runs conceded in his 8 balls. In fact 9 balls. And a wicket as well on his name. Better start comparing to the first innings. Wolfsden were in poor situation, 12 for 3. But whereas the Dark Knights were 26 for 1, but should get carried away with a positive intent going forward. Beautiful shot that is. Slower delivery. Got into position with a comfortable back-footed punch. You could see a jerk movement with Rohan's batting. Look at that. That jerk. That's when he started waiting for the ball. Getting to know that's the slow ball. 30 for 1 after 15 balls. Three 0 for 1. Continues up to bowl Janakiraman. Can still create an impact. There is still something for the bowlers to purchase in the new ball. The bounce is still working. Attempted slower delivery. Didn't work in favor of the bowler. Janakiraman usually bowls such slower deliveries and the batters are not expecting. Now the batter can pretty much sure that the next ball is going to be a quicker one. Oh, that's high in the air, catches the call. Fielder coming forward, and that's taken. Wicket number 2, and Janakiraman gets his first breakthrough. Gautaman trying to play shots that something finds the aerial route, but the direction was not clear. Whether he's trying for extra covers or long off, we're not sure. But that anyway got the fielder's hands. 31 for 2. Sanjay, the new batter, comes in at number 4. Yes, Janaki Raman continuing out to bowl. 31 for 2 it is. If positive start out, the batter started losing wickets, the target is high. There'll always be some pressure on the batters. That's a huge difference. When you bat first, you don't have that pressure. You may be having an animated target, but you need not to force yourself on reaching out that number at every part of the game. But while chasing, you know the exact target. If you're not scoring that runs, you're going to lose this game. So that hurry approach must be there with the batters, which is eventually giving that extra edge to the bowlers. And there is also some pressure factors if a batter starts doing good. So far it's been a proper power play for the bowling unit. The Wolves then are keeping the margins at the right area. Gopal bowled 10 balls continuously but didn't concede much runs. Those are crucial deliveries out there in the power play where the batters failed to take on the bowler fully. Much better one. Bit of defensive approach out there to set things up here against Janaki Raman. Oh, beautiful shot goes over the fielder's head. Gautam chases, and it eventually is a good stop. Wonderful stop that is. Despite of that outfield, Gautam eventually brought in some impact in the game. Saves a couple of runs for his side. He also took an interesting catch for Gopal. That's how Gopal took his first wicket. Means he might get some purchases out there. Still have 15 more balls to bowl. Slow ball is coming now. It's just intuition. The Janaki Raman might be trying that slow ball now. No, that's a quicker one. Attempted Yorker outside the off stump. Good way to complete his 20th ball. So the innings is 20th ball. 35 for 2. 10 completed for Janaki Raman as well. Sadish Yuvi, the new bowler, into the attack. Time for some spinners to margin. We've seen spinners doing well, pretty well, but eventually Gopal had a good result against all of them. Onto the back foot. Oh, that's a misfield. Eventually goes for boundary as well. Was a well hit shot, but should be caught at this level of cricket. It does not even require a movement for that. It just reached onto his feet. Should have been pretty much careful in terms of saving that ball. Anyway, that's a boundary to begin with. Not the right start for bowlers like Sadish Yuvi, but these were experienced campaigners. They'll anyway come back into the game with the ball. They have so much of experience in so many tournaments out there in this venue. Oh, much better one this time. As Rohan is still finding it slight difficult. Two is the call from Rohan. and no chance of going for the second run. Good stop from the fielder. Chasing big targets needs good start and good platforms out there. Yesterday's game is going to be a huge reference material on chasing a T20 target. You can see how Prab Simran and Priyan Sharia took out that responsibility out there to score well in the power play. They had scored almost 112 runs in 6 overs. To this game's context, in 36 balls they had scored 112, which set the tone for the rest of the batters to play with the same ability. Whether it's Cooper Conley, whether it's Shreyas Iyer, everyone had that potential to score runs on the board. Nehal Vadera did well, which eventually carried forward to batter after batter. That's how big targets will be chased down. The start matters a lot. Much better one this time. Change of pace works well for Satish Shuvi. A quick fire 5 deliveries from Satish Shuvi, and that's the end of power play as well. Ajay Shiva, the new bowler, into the attack. And the fielders were expanded as well. There is sweeper covers, there is long on deep mid wicket and deep square leg in position. Typical T20 field positionings finally kept empty, and having a wicketkeeper closer to the stumps is going to boost up well for him. Not letting the batters to step out. Sanjay is still struggling to create an impact. 4 of 5 deliveries, which is pretty organic for any new batter. But keeping the target pressure in mind, they'll definitely have to look up to the way how to keep the scoreboard moving. Or he can either rotate the strike and give it back to Rohan, as long as Rohan takes care of the run rate. There are two-way options. Oh, beautiful shot. Having good control over there, Sanjay. That's exceptional cover drive to get that single done, which brings strike back to Rohan. Will there be any change of field positioning to Rohan? They still have the same field positioning. Short third man, backward point and extra covers inside the circle, and then the sweeper cover and long off. 5 fielders outside at the offside. In fact, 6 fielders at the offside. Only 3 on the onside. Oh, opportunity. Seems it got pitched out there. I was overexcited anyway. That's not at all an opportunity. It's just a missed time getting the bottom edge and pitches on the wicket. Not the right one to bowl on here. Missed down an opportunity, Ajay Shiva. There is no fine leg, and this could have been an easy boundary for Rohan. They should also bowl onto the fields. This is no power play now. More fielders are outside the 30-yard circle. More or less a defensive approach. If you're ever planning to take a wicket, you should lock the region like point or short third man. Pulls it away. Two fielders converging together. And that is a good stop. Will be just a single. As these are turning out to be pretty much impressive to watch out for with the way how they approach this chase. The chase is still on. 30 balls, 43 for 2. Continues to bowl Sadish Yuvi. Oh, flighted delivery goes over the bowler's head. No chance for long on to stop that going for boundary. These were easy pickings for Rohan. Still carrying the hopes of the chase alive. That's what matters. Any of the top 3 batters should have to take control on the initial phases, initial couple of runs, so that the middle order can also cope up with the same momentum. If there is no good start, let's take Mumbai Indians. 208 was not much big target in Wankhede this season. We've seen Mumbai scoring 220 twice there. But what happened is those early breakthroughs. The top 3 batters couldn't consolidate with the momentum. All of them have lost their wickets in the first 3 overs, which put them under pressure. Trigger movement from Rohan, trying to break the focus of the bowler. Oh, much better one from Satish Yuvi. And there is opportunity as well. And speaking about that, setting is that basement right. While Punjab was chasing a target of 265, the basement was really good. They set a right basement at the opening. The openers set some confident tone, and then Cooper Conley supported them as well, which gave more platform to Nehal Vadera and Shreyas Iyer to make sure that they're winning closer to the margin. Janaki Raman, the fielder, chance of a run out. Let's go running between the wickets. Flicks it away to rotate the strike, Sanjay. Still not getting the rhythm that he is looking for. Once he get into the rhythm, he'll also try to strike back against the bowlers. 50 up here with that single for Dark Knights. Slow and smooth delivery. You have to put your power to go against such balls. That's why experience matters a lot. You cannot take decisions emotionally. You have to take decisions practically. You should know when you should bowl that slower delivery which will deceive the batters from scoring runs on the board. That's the first 5 balls of next 5 balls of Sadish Yuvi. 52 for 2. Continues to bowl Ajay Shiva. Was really wonderful with his first 5 balls. Oh, goes over the point fielder. Nobody standing at the deep. That's one bounce boundary. Much required boundary for Sanjay as well. He have long waited for that to get connected to score that boundary. A good length outside the off stump. Just squeezes the bat, throws onto the ball, which finds the aerial route and eventually goes over the fielder's hands as well. Much better one this time, as he's trying to take good control against the bowler. Starting off with the boundary will eventually boost up the confidence to make more on these 5 balls. Pulls it away, and the fielder chases down. Will be just a single. Beautiful throw that is from the deep mid wicket fielder. Everything seems to be clear. We spoke a lot about this. Not doing much mistakes is the perfection of playing in the first innings. That's what they're doing now. Another one, another boundary. Pretty much similar one which Sanjay scored in the first ball of this over. Finding the proper placement where he could get more runs against the pace of the ball. Much better stroke making this is turning out to be. There is a bright chance of them making it happen, as both batters are set and both batters are finding ways to score runs on the board as well. Well, speaking about Wolves then, despite of conceding these boundaries, as a fielding unit they didn't made much mistakes so far. That's one of those reasons why they're doing things clear. 63 for 2. Vijay with the ball. That's given no ball. And the free hit will be following with that Vijay Raj. Not a positive way to start things off. Straight away have to start things off with a free hit delivery, Vijay Raj. That approach of bringing in with a new bowler. Starting off with the pressure start here. Will he survive the free hit? Sanjay on strike. Oh, change of pace. Didn't get much better connection. Smart and sensible approach here from Vijay Raj. That's brilliant approach. That the way how he survived the free hit was impressive. Using the slower deliveries at the right time when the batters are trying to make it happen. Much better one this time. Sticking on to the change of pace, the variation is working. Slower balls again and again. And at some point of time, without the expectation, there'll be a quicker one follows as well. Pulls it away. This time got enough pace to go over the boundary ropes. That hits the fence for a maximum. This time the length was the problem. It's slightly onto the body line where he got enough time to get into the back foot and pull it away for a maximum. He gets going, Rohan. 138 requires from 57 balls, which is anyway going to be a tough task for them to chase on. No ball again. I think it's not pitching on the wicket, it's pitching away from the wicket. That's why he's giving no balls. One more free hit. But this time it is given to Rohan. He might definitely try bowling a slower delivery again. Good approach over there. Way back into the back foot, Rohan, and checking out the bottom now. Second time survives the free hit here. Vijay Raj. One good ability from Vijay Raj is when a batter tries to go for big shots, he can stop the batters. But if the approach is neutral, he doesn't know how to move the game forward. And that's why he's struggling to keep things under control. 2 no balls, 2 survivals, but the other balls were getting punished. Still considered just 11 runs. With that one maximum, have created a huge impact on him. Good try from the bowler. 2 is the call. No chance of running back for the second run. Single to finish things off here for the first 5 balls of Vijay Raj. That's 75 for 2. Sweeps it, couldn't get the connection. Gautam, the new bowler, bringing on the off spinner straight away. And Rohan's strike rate is decreasing as well. 31 of 23. Not finding enough energies over there. In fact, Sonu Pratap, the new bowler, is a wonderful off spinner. We've seen him performing well in many tournaments in white jersey. An excellent performer. He's having good elbow here, Sanjay. His top hand is working really well, bringing on his elbows in control. Exciting batter to watch out for Sanjay. But as of now, it's up to Rohan, who should shift up the gears to the next level. Instead of scoring boundaries, he should target maximums to make sure the impact is high and the run rate is controlled. It's already 15.06 the required run rate. Oh, misses out. And that's the breakthrough. Sonu Pratap came in and straight away brought in the breakthrough that they're looking for. There was a pressure. He was desperate on getting those runs, Rohan, and eventually he lost his wicket as well. That's a slower delivery, bowled through the air, and he steps out and misses out. Rohan eventually lost his wicket as well. Partnership gets broken. That's 77 for 3. Back into the attack. Gopal bowled consecutive 10 balls and picked up a wicket as well. Gave some early breakthrough. Now back into the attack in the middle overs to make sure that he's creating the same impact, to not to make the batters to settle themselves. Side Shoaib, the new batter, 1 of 1, and Sanjay, who's the only settled batter as of now on crease. But this is not enough for them. 131 of next 50 balls. It's halfway through the second innings. You scored 79 of first 50. Need 139 of next 50. Strong shouts. That's not given. Gopal continues out to bowl. All they have to be well aware of is that Gopal will bowl a lot of slower deliveries. 30 to 40% of slower deliveries will be out there. Especially when he bowls a quicker one like this. You can definitely expect the next one to be a slower delivery. That's the kind of pattern that he followed so far in this game. Exactly, that's what happening. Slower delivery, taken in good control by the batter, and that'll just be a single. It's really good day here for Gopal. Whatever he does is adding up something in favor of his side, creating some impact on the game with whatever the role he was given. That's beautiful delivery. Quicker one and slower one mixing up together. You never know what comes on your way next. And what matters the most, it's not much intellectual. It's always important about the way how you take things going forward. It's all about your belief factor. I bowl this, I'll definitely get wicket. I'll bowl this, I'll definitely get a dot ball. That mindset is there since he scored a century. He's having an energy to whatever he does with full confidence. Oh, beautiful shot that is. Fielders chasing down the ball. That's once again a good stop. Not conceding much runs here. Gopal is turning out to be a huge impact performer, both with the bat and with the ball. This was something important for any team to perform in big stages. And he's exactly doing that in this game. You need to keep him away from equations. 14 balls so far, 3 dots, 19 runs conceded and 1 wickets for Gopal. That's another beautiful delivery. 15 balls, 20 runs conceded. Overall, it's 83 for 3 after 55 overs. Back into the attack, Janagiraman with a slower delivery. But that got a better placement out there. Fielder came from nowhere but couldn't stop that going for boundary. The idea to come up with a slower one works, but there is no man standing at the deep square leg, which turned out to be a boundary. First boundary here for Side Shoaib. In fact, that comes from the bat of Sanjay. Is he continuing out to score runs on the board, Sanjay? Still can make it by picking up a couple of wickets out there. Janagiraman, they're way too ahead of what exactly happened in the first innings. This was time when Gopal started scoring boundaries and sixes. A good save from the fielder. They almost saved a blinder boundary, which eventually got himself in good control over that. 123 required of 44 to win the game now. Oh, overran and missed it at time. Goes for boundary. These were unfortunate for such good fielders. Gautam was slightly excited and he overran, but the ball was actually way early. Look at that. This is very much important to keep things under control, where bowlers like Janaki Raman play a crucial role in stopping the batters from scoring runs. Oh, goes over the bowler's head. Attempted Yorker, but didn't got the result that they were looking for. Goes for boundary again. That's third boundary of 4 balls. Not good times for Janaki Raman. When the momentum goes out of your control, when you start conceding runs, you stop thinking. And that's when the role of a wicketkeeper, role of a captain matters a lot. Someone should speak to Janaki Raman to bring him down to zero level, to forget whatever happened in the first 4 balls, so that he can come up with a proper idea on how things were going out of his control. Else he'll continue doing the same mistakes. We might expect a slower one at this point of time, maybe with a different length. Oh, that's a quick one. Catches the call. Fell short of the fielder, and that turns out to be a single. Good one. Change of line works well for Janaki Raman here. With that single, he's ending up this with a slightly expensive one. The 5 balls of Janaki Raman. 97 for 3 after 60. Pulls it away. There is a man in deep to get things done over there. Continues out to bowl Sadish Yuvi. Shot third man backward point. And shot fine leg inside the circle. Extra covers. Standing deep. Strong shouts. And the fingers have gone up. That's caught behind. There was 2 sounds came in when Sanjay was going for that shot. So there must be definite spikes over there. On-field umpire clarifies by bringing up his fingers up. Look at that. That's when we heard that sound. And the wicketkeeper was also confident. Look at the on-field umpire. That's another set batter gone out to the pavilion. That's 98 for 4. New batter comes in and straight away finds the aerial route. Oh, that's a very good try from the fielder, but it eventually goes to the boundary. Vishal comes in and straight away gets off the mark with that boundary. Didn't took much time to get things done going. Just things have got in control straight away. That brings up 100 up here as well for them. Flighted delivery again. He's taking that risk, Sadish Yuvi. That is the ability of a very good captain. I think very good thinker of the game. That comes out of experience. He understands. Oh, these were unfortunate. These were very unfortunate. Overthrows. Nobody standing on the stumps. Extras going out of their control. Smart and sensible approach too is the call from the batter. It's making the wicketkeeper to run everywhere to grab the ball, which is making them to feel a slight difficult for them to keep things under control. Catches the call that goes past the fielder and it eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Vishal gets another one. He's trying to act as quick as possible. The thing is that they are also trying to go with a continuous spell with Sadish, who's planning to bowl 10 balls at a stretch, which is actually now backfiring their approach. It's already been a couple of boundaries, even though he got a wicket of Sanjay. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Vishal is anyway trying to take on the spinner, even though he's experienced, thinking really well. His ability to read the batter's mind is impressive. But Vishal is continuously hustling to get things done at the right rhythm. The wicket has a good bounce, even after that shot that eventually goes for boundary. Never thought this will go for the boundary. That's one of those big reasons why it went for boundaries. Look at that wicket. The moment he hit the ball, it lands on the wicket and bounces. Two more for Sadish Yuvi. 114 for 4 it is as of now. Oh, beautiful shot. Nobody standing at the deep. And that eventually goes for a maximum, it seems. Let's wait for the on-field umpire decision. Yes, that's a maximum. 6 follows. And this continuation of Sadish Yuvi is not giving the impact that they're looking for. But still, they are way ahead of this game. Still, it's 90 of 31. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection. 120 for 4 after 70 balls. 90 more runs required in just 30 balls. You need 3 runs every ball to get closer to the target. 90 runs of 30 balls. Can they play a magical knock? Side Shoaib or Vishal? Janagiraman bowls round the wicket. Starting things off with a good control. The batter was asking that to be a wide, but that seems to be in control line. The change of angle works well for Janaki Raman. It seems the previous angle he was attacked. He conceded a couple of runs. But the huge difference comes in is the long innings. The highest individual total is 32 for Dark Knights. But for Wolves then it's a century. 112 is the highest individual. So any individual should take up the responsibility and play it as long as possible, which is not happening as of now. A few longer innings, but ends up in a fashion they lose wickets at some point of time. We got Sanjay doing well, lost his wicket to 28 runs. We got Rohan doing well, lost his wicket to 32 runs. Now Vishal is 21 and Said Shoaib is 13. We're not sure how long they're going to exist. If they exist for the next 30 balls throughout this innings, maybe they could get closer to the target. Change of pace. And that's not backfiring. That misfield is not conceding anything extra. But that's really a good slower delivery from Janaki Raman. He brought in that slower delivery at right point of time when the batters were not expecting that to happen. Another one got into control as the batters were finding it difficult to reach the ball. Dot balls were so costly in this format when it comes to hundreds. Something that deserves to be dot ball should be converted into single, single should be converted into two. That's how the mindset should be. Oh, that's quite good under control. Good stop from the fielder at short third man. That's excellent 5 balls from Janaki Raman with one more to go. Look at the number 0, 1 wide and then a single and then 0 and 1. That's how the fashion went so far for Janaki Raman. Quite good under control. That's another couple of runs on the board. Excellent one from Janaki Raman. 125 for 4. 125 for 4. Last 25 balls, 85 runs. More or less a gamble required right from now. And Gopal back into the attack. So far 20 for 1 from him. And he's also bowling couple of slower deliveries. In fact, one after the other he's bowling random slower deliveries. So you might expect any time that it will happen on his way. Finally inside the circle for Gopal. Slower delivery again, which is becoming quite visible that he is going to bowl slower delivery. What happens is now the batters will start expecting the slower delivery and they'll start finding the pattern. If they expect the variation, it's fine. If they start finding the pattern, then the bowler's career will go out. And that's why Dwayne Bravo is considered to be one of the greatest legends. He's not someone who's bowling 140 plus a ball after ball. He's more or less bowls into 130s. Good stop from the fielder. But where comes the magic is when will he bowl it in 130? When will he bowl it in slower deliveries? That variation nobody will understand. And that's how a bowler can do well with his career. So you can have all the tactics, you can have all the variations. It's always important to bring that in when the batter was not expecting. That's high up in the air, fielders converging together, and that's put down. Easy sitter dropped by the fielder. In fact, the body language was giving a different result altogether. The moment he started walking forward, there was an unsure mindset on taking the catch. Even though it's not too high, look at that walk. It seems like it's half effort, but anyway, it used to happen sometimes. You get butter hands on days. Swingham is going to get the connection that he is looking for. So that's 131 for 4. Strong shouts. It was not given the LBW. In fact, the appeal was not even strong. Seems it's way outside the leg stumps or something like that. 132 for 4. Ajay Shiva with the ball. Last 20 balls. Dark Knights, the unbeaten side of the tournament, table toppers. Will that journey go forward to finals, or is it going to be the end of them? So far the situations were so against them. It's turning out to be slightly difficult for them to get into the game from this point of time. And that's one more taken. Sonu Pratap takes that catch. And Ajay Shiva gets his first breakthrough. Syed Shoaib was trying to find way out for a very long time. This time that's a misconnection. Overhit the ball. And no mistakes done by Sonu Pratap at covers. 133 for 5. Well, this have happened in some of the big tournaments as well, wherever the round robin method happens. Before IPL committee brought in this playoffs method of qualifier 1, qualifier 2 and eliminator, the playoffs were played in such a fashion where maybe first and fourth place will play the semi-final together and second and third will play, or first and third will play and second and fourth will play. That fashion it used to be. The team that wins almost 10 matches, 11 matches will be playing against the team that won 7 matches, but eventually the team won 7 matches in the league phase will win that semi-final and move to finals. This have happened to Delhi Daredevils in 2009 IPL, where they have been beaten in semi-finals. They were the table toppers. Oh, that's high in the air through the covers, but fielder under the ball, and that's taken. One more good catch taken. Esaki Muthu, the new batter, came in and straight away walks back to the pavilion without scoring. That's wicket number 2 to Ajay Shiva. This was that delivery. Full length outside the off stump. Esaki Muthu wanted to go over the covers fielder, but there was a covers fielder at the deep as well. Good field positioning to 133 for 6 it is. Arun Kumar, the new batter, bowled really well with that Jasprit Bumrah action. Now with the bat. Oh, beautiful shot. This one through the covers, but got the connection right and goes for boundary. This is more or less a highlight. The hat-trick ball went for boundary. Look at the confidence of the modern day batters. No mercy to the bowler who picked up back-to-back wickets. When you do mistakes, you will be punished. That's the motto. Simple. That's how modern day cricket works. Another one through the covers. Now man in deep. And that is taken. Wicket number 3 to Ajay Shiva. That's wicket, boundary and a wicket. One more good catch taken by Sonu Pratap. They had a man in deep with a plan and bowled the same delivery with slightly bit slower one that eventually landed onto the hands of the fielder. 137 for 7 it is. Starting things off with a wide ball. Arjun ASR, the new batter. It's a risky one to get a couple of runs on the board. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. These were attempted Yorkers that are not much good with the control. The hopes were gone now already. The unbeaten side of the tournament will most probably be beaten in this game by Walsden. The Dark Knights, 4 out of 4, including Walsden in the league match, had a completely contrast approach in the semi-finals. They chosen to bowl first, but eventually, even if that happens, beautiful shot through the covers, and that goes for a sixer. Vishal is striking well, even at this point of time. You need sixer almost every ball you're facing. That's how you could get past the winning runs. Moved across and then watching that coming closer. This is more or less Surya Kumar Yadav style of approach. Oh, one more sixer. That's back to back. Is that still hopes alive? We gotta wait and watch, but this is back to back sixers. One more time. Moves across and plays it through the sweeper cover region. 147 it is. In fact, 153 for 7 it is. Now 11 ball 57 requires. A slight higher on this innings. Will that be anything? Much better one this time. Strong shouts from the fielding unit. Leg by stays the on-field umpire. .34 for 3 Ajay Shiva. 90 balls 154 for 7. Sonu Pratap gets the ball, 4 for 1 on his 5 balls. May eventually continue with the 10 balls as well. The game is well off in control. 33.60 is the required run rate. Catches the call. That will be just a single. In fact, he's not going for that single. He's trying to take a gamble. Do or die situation for Vishal at this point of time. Oh, beautiful delivery, Sonu Pratap, and that's wicket as well. Good one done behind the stumps. Vishal's knocks coming to an end. That's a wonderful cameo, but eventually couldn't create the impact that they're looking for. This one, he went into the back foot and lifting his back foot as well. 154 for 8. It is Vishal walks back to the pavilion. Laikar is the new batter. That second wicket was Sonu Pratap with that. Now the hopes were gone. The mathematical possibilities were gone out of the control. The team that was never beaten out in the league phase, the Dark Knights, that journey comes to an end in the semi-finals. That's how it ends up in a fashion. Maybe toss would have been a crucial decision, and then Gopal is the only standout performer. In case if they have dismissed Gopal, the target would be different and the batting approach would completely be different for Dark Knights. Pretty unfortunate. But that's how things will go out of your control. Catches the call. And that's taken at the deep. Gautam it is. This time it's a flighted delivery. Bowled through the air. And he's trying to bring some elevation out there. Not getting much better connection. And no mistakes done by Gautam at the deep. Got the catch. Good job done over there. And that's how the game is getting closer. 52 of 6 requires, and it seems the match gets to the climax. The hands are being shaken. It seems a 51 runs victory here for the World's Den. They have lost toss. They have been put on to bat first against the team that they have lost in the league match. But this is a standout performance. That's why it's always a different pressure game when it comes to semi-final. Using that loophole in control, the team in 4th position, Wolvesden, came into the semi-final only through the run rate. Are now promoted to the first finalist of this tournament, sitting comfortably in the Blaze 100 season on first final. To know who's going to be the second finalist, you gotta wait and watch what's coming on your way next. JJCC 11 taking on Elite Bulls. That match will be following up out there. But before that, let's walk through the crucial performers of the second innings as well. There have been standalone performers. Rohan scored 32, Sanjay 28, Vishal's 38 was very powerful, but it was not much enough to the target that they were chasing. With the ball, we've seen pretty much good performances from Janaki Raman, 37 for 1, Gopal 26 for 1, Sonu Pratap 2 wickets on his name, 8 for 3 in fact. Standout performer Vijay Raj 12 for 0, 34 for 3 Ajay Shiva. All the bowlers did their job well together. Overall, it's been a good fight from Dark Knights, but the target was too high for them to chase on today. Wolvesden are winning this game by 51 runs difference, and they are promoted to the finals of Blaze 100 season number 1.